afternoon. Just gonna wait a few moments here while we see who's hopping on here today. Today is Sunday, June 21st already, which means it is this is the summer solstice, right? Is that what this is? Well, it's the first day of summer, I think. Or maybe the 22nd is the first day of summer. Does anyone know if I'm correct on that? Hi, John. Let me know where you guys are watching from. So I'm just noticing that my audio is pretty low right now because I have this set up with my iPad, and my iPad is a little bit far away from me. So I might bring the camera a little bit closer. Pardon the movement. Wow, pachumba. That is a sound effect that I use with my daughter. Pachumba. So let's see, is that helping at all, the audio? Can you guys hear me a bit better? Who's watching here? We've got Arlette saying hi from Mexico, and John is watching from Dallas, Texas. Where you guys are tuning in from, let me know. And I guess before I get into anything else, I need to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, past, present, future. Such a beautiful day of celebration. Every day should be Father's Day, as I believe every day should be Mother's Day, to celebrate the great work of the men in our lives and the men that have brought us up and into this world. My father, Douglas George Pearson, passed in May of 2011, so it's been almost 10 years, just over 9 years, obviously, but almost 10 years since we lost him, so that seems pretty crazy. But I always celebrate my father and remember all the beautiful, fond memories of growing up with him as my dad on this day and many other days of the year, obviously. And this year I'm lucky to be able to celebrate Father's Day for my partner Levi. His first official Father's Day today. He's been a father officially with Kobe on this side here on planet Earth with us for just over 10 months. So it'll be 11 months. She'll be 11 months and 10 days, so that's pretty crazy. Almost a year of Levi, my partner, being a father. My mother, Terry Pearson, is watching from Canada. Marie Skinner saying hi from Kalispell, Montana. John is saying, yeah, it's a little better on the audio. Perfect. Yeah, I turned up the audio. Like, get this, you guys. I actually bought a microphone kit. I'm going to go grab it. I'm going to go grab it right now and show you guys. I was so frustrated with it. I'm having so many technical issues in general since doing these Facebook Lives at home. But I went out and I didn't go out, I ordered it online. This wireless microphone that I was supposed to be able to clip on, and then there was a piece that I would plug into my iPad or my phone and be able to have much better audio for you guys. Charged it all up in time for today's video, went to turn it on, and it just will not turn on. The power is not working. So I'm assuming, the only thing I can assume after doing a ton of troubleshooting is that this thing got damaged in the mail coming down here to Costa Rica. So that's unfortunate. I was really, really excited about that, so I could be using that with my better quality phone to get you guys better audio and video. But alas, here we are, we're back on my iPad, which is not the best. So I apologize for that, you guys, but I will figure it out and get something better for you the next time. Denise is watching from Maine. Daryl's watching from Virginia. Donna says hi from Los Angeles. Wow, 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 wow. So cool. So cool seeing you guys from everywhere. Levi, my partner, is in the bedroom with the baby girl right now because she is very, very vocal these days. She just finished eating probably 30% of my smoothie that I made for myself as my little energy boost before this video. She has figured out how to suck out of straws, and if I'm ever drinking out of a straw in her presence, she needs to take over. And she's really quite good at it. I'm surprised she wasn't giving an ice cream headache because it was a very frozen smoothie that I was serving today. Marie says you sound fabulous today. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. So happy Father's Day, happy June, happy maybe the first day of summer. Did anyone let me know, correct me if today is the first day of summer or if it's tomorrow in North America. Here in Costa Rica, it's never not summer. So looking outside here today, we've got sunshine, so much green. Maybe I'll bring you guys for a tour of our new house at some point. Today will not be the day because I'm looking around and it is chaos. The daughter has spread and strewn all of her toys everywhere, far and wide. Steven says, oh, whoops. Well, I guess I will have to listen more intently then. Yeah, sorry guys. A great kid, I can tell. It's so true. Okay, so the topic of today's Facebook Live was supposed to be farmers market finds. My plan was to go to the farmers market this morning, and I think I told you guys about this last week if you were watching. My plan was to go to the farmers market this morning here in town because they just officially reopened it last weekend. The oven just preheated, that's what that was. And then I was gonna make you a bunch of recipes with what I found at the farmers market, you know, because I think that's a really beautiful way to nourish yourself and your family every week. Is if you're not a planner, like I'm all about and I'm all for, and I suggest this to people all the time and clients, if you're not used to cooking and eating healthily and eating seasonally, a great plan is to make a meal plan. So write down, you know, I have many different meal plans that I've given out over the years, but you know, pick out a handful of recipes, maybe 10 recipes for the week, slot them into different days and different meal times, and go through those recipes. Write down all the ingredients you need, grocery shop specifically to what you're going to be preparing for the week. That's one great way. Another great way to do your meals every week is to just go to the farmer's market without a list. See what looks really good, see what's in season, see what's on special, buy your ingredients, and then prepare meals around that. So that takes a lot more creativity, but it's a lot more fun, and I really, really love cooking that way. Have I ever sous vide peaches? I have not sous vide peaches, Steven's asking. We do sous vide most of the animal proteins now at Rythmia, so if you've been there, you might have experienced some dry fish or dry chicken because we serve everything on the buffet, but we have started to sous vide the proteins just before we closed, and that was giving a lot better quality. I have sous vide many many other fruits, like I've done apples and pears and things like that. I don't have a sous vide at home, but at the restaurant we do. Amanda says, hi from Kissimmee, Florida. Denise says, it is the first full day of summer here. Yes, as well as the new moon and the solar eclipse. Oh my gosh, Denise, it's a big day. Big day. Amanda's saying happy Father's Day to everyone. So, as I was saying, the farmer's market, I was planning to go to this morning. But here in Costa Rica, we've been very, minimally hit by this whole COVID thing. If you've forgotten, that's still happening in the world. I'm sure you haven't forgotten. But we had a big spike in cases this past week because we have been slowly reining back the restrictions because we've been very minimally hit in this country as far as a lot of other places. But this week we had a lot of spike in cases. So the president announced a scaling back of the what's the word? Or I guess intensifying the measures again. So we were supposed to, as of this week, be loosening the reins on more things. The beaches were going to be open longer. Shops and stores and theaters and churches we're going to be able to open this weekend, but because of the spike in cases we had last week, mainly in the capital city, we've had to scale back. So that being said, my farmer's market this morning was canceled, so we are not doing that topic today, contrary to what the topic said. So sorry about that, everyone. But I wanted to do some stuff for Father's Day, and my original plan was to do some stuff out on the barbecue because, let's face it, a lot of our fathers out there love to barbecue. Levi, my partner, when we moved into this house on June 1st, the thing he was probably most excited about was having a barbecue because we've been living in condos, we just haven't had a barbecue in several years. So when we moved in here, that was the first thing we bought. So he's been out there grilling up a storm. So I wanted to do some stuff for him on the barbecue. But I'm not very good on the barbecue, I've got to be honest. It's not, I love grilling vegetables, but I don't do much fancier than that. So stay tuned for a future episode. I will probably do some neat plant-based barbecue stuff that I will be testing in the weeks to come before I present it. Steven says, I've been to Rythmia. I was there for the last 2 weeks in October. Everything was tasty and the staff was fantastic. Oh, awesome, Steven. Thank you. I'm looking at your picture here and I don't quite recognize you. I'll have to look you up, Steven. I'm sure I'll know you when I see more pictures of you too. So welcome. I'm glad that you're here joining us. So what I decided to do was a couple of recipes, a mishmash. One recipe is going to be great for barbecues and potlucks for you to bring this summer if we ever get to the point in the world where we get to have gatherings and whatnot. And another one is just a fun recipe that I thought Levi, my partner, might like to have for snack this afternoon and with dinner tonight. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is a quinoa crust pizza. And it's really, 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 really easy. What I've got here is, this is about 3/4 cups of quinoa. And you know quinoa, I'm sure by now. Quinoa. Is that right? Quinoa. 3/4 cups that I've had just soaking in water since this morning, 6 hours overnight. Just soaking it so we can absorb some water, because what we're going to do is we're going to add it to the blender. But before I do that, I'm going to strain it with this sieve into the sink. Just get rid of the water, and I'm going to give it a good rinse. putting it. It really bulks up. 3/4 of quinoa when it's soaked bulks up quite a bit, so it turns into a lot more than just 3/4 cups. So I'm just scraping it out of my bowl here. I'm gonna give it a rinse. The reason we want to really rinse our quinoa because it has was it an endotoxin? No, I can't remember the name of it. I'm tired. My brain doesn't work right now. It has a substance on the outer part of the seed that kind of tastes like soap. So if you don't rinse your quinoa, if it doesn't come pre-rinsed, it has quite of a soapy taste. So give it a good rinse. So I got my 3/4 cup of soaked quinoa, tossing it into my blender. Easy peasy. Steven says, I'll be back this October. Awesome. So I will meet you then. Beautiful. Christine says, I love the hair. Thank you. So I normally have been, styling my hair in a mohawk or a faux hawk, but it's getting a little bit too long for that now. So now when I do it, I put it up and then it just kind of goes, because I just don't have the right products for it and I don't, know the right technique. So I just kind of done a comb over today. And I think it's work. It's working. It's a lot of hair, but whatever. More hair than I've had in years. That is for sure. That is for sure. So I've got my 3/4 cup of soaked quinoa here. I'm gonna add in 1/4 cup of fresh water. Really easy recipe, you guys, if you wanna write it down. 3/4 cup quinoa soaked overnight or for at least 6 hours. 1/4 cup of water. I'm gonna add in 1/2 of a teaspoon of baking powder, because this is gonna be a baked recipe. And 1/2 of a teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt, or whatever salt you want to use. Oops, I don't have this side of my thing on yet. So 1/2 teaspoon of my sea salt, pink Himalayan sea salt. Toss that in. Then I'm going to add in about a tablespoon of olive oil. And I'm just going to me that means a good glug. All right, and then we're going to put this on the blender and then just blend it up real nice. Now because my blender has a super wide base, I'm going to have to scrape down the sides a couple of times to get this to combine. So how is everybody doing, by the way? What are we doing to celebrate Father's Day if you have a father in your life? Has anyone got any big plans today? Virtual or in person? Woo, that is loud, but I don't know if it's going to be that loud for you guys because the microphone on this iPad is not the best. So hopefully you're not getting your ears blown off. Wow, my hair looks kind of crazy now that I ran my hands through it. Here, Rita. Now I'm kind of wishing I had used a smaller blender for this because it's not going to quite get the texture that I want it to have because I really want all the quinoa seeds to blend in, and it's not going to happen in the time that I need it to in this Facebook time. We're getting close. We are getting close. And by close, I mean still not really at all where I want it to be, but close enough for television. So I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. So I added 1 tablespoon of the olive oil right into that mix. So you guys can see. You can still see all those seeds. Ideally, you're going to blend it so those seeds are pretty much all smooth. Who do we got hopping on here? Claudia says, is this sound good for everyone? Is it just me? It's super low, Claudia, because I'm doing it on my iPad. You missed the beginning where I was talking about the microphone that I had bought that doesn't work, so it's a whole big saga. Let me know if anyone else is having major issues. Hi, Tiffany. So good to see you. I miss you. I love you. I love that you call me Megaroni. All right. So I've got a 9-inch pie pan here that I've just lined with parchment paper. Hello, Nixon. How are you doing? Welcome. So I've lined it with parchment really, really rough. and you just drizzle a bit of oil in there. So you can use any oil. You can use olive oil. I used a combination of like a canola avocado oil that I have. Then I'm going to take my dough, and I'm just going to plunk it into the middle of my nut. So this is like a personal size pizza, 9 inches. I mean, personal for me, I'd eat the whole thing. I eat a whole 12-inch pizza on my own these days. Thin crust, it ain't no thing. So I'm just putting my pasta, my pizza pasta. Look at my hair, so much hair. Da, da, da. And I'm just gonna flatten it out to make a pizza crust. Hey Romana, how are you doing? Happy Sunday to you. Welcome, you guys. Please share this video if there's anyone out there that you think could use some food inspiration this sunny Sunday, first day of summer, eclipse, new moon, goodness. Look at that. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a thick crust because my seeds, you know, are still whole, but that's fine and dandy. You could just, if you don't have a pie plate, you could just put this onto a cookie sheet and then just form it into a round shape. But I had the pie pan, so that was super easy. There we go. So I've just flattened it out to form a pizza crust. You look awesome. You look awesome, Romana. This is a new dress that I picked up a couple weeks ago from one of the local shops. No, I am not pregnant. I just didn't put a tie around it because it's comfortable. It's like a moo-moo. So I'm going to put this in my oven. The oven I had preheated. Sorry, I keep looking at the wrong place. I'm like talking to you guys and staring up off into space. The camera's over here. I preheated the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to throw that in. It's going to cook in around, bake for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to flip it. Probably going to do it for less time because this is TV. Not TV, it's Facebook, but same diff. I've done a lot of actual live television segments, and when you're doing actual cooking for TV, there's so much prep because you got to prep all your ingredients for your recipe. You actually, if it's a multiple step recipe, like baking, you'd have to prep your ingredients to show how to make it. So all the ingredients that I just used. I would also pre-prep a baked pizza so that I could show you what it looked like pre-baked without having to wait the extra time. Then I would have to have another whole pizza prep with all of the toppings on it. Like, it's a whole big thing. I used to do a lot of TV. I was hoping to come to Canada this summer and potentially do some more TV stuff, but that all got kiboshed because of COVID. But I'm hoping in 2021 I get to do a lot more of that. I've got a couple of TV shows lined up and potentially some stuff, a bit of media on the television about my new book, which I'm hoping to have out officially. Your hair looks awesome. She said, Romana said my hair looks awesome. Not my dress. She was talking about me in general, just my hair. Well, thank you. I was just talking about it. It's a bit of a mess this afternoon. Hey there, Lorena's watching. Okay, so pizza's in the oven. I've got some toppings already. But we're gonna move on to the salad, the barbecue salad that I promised you guys. Really, really easy. So over here, I've already got. I had this corn pre-cooked, and I had it in this microwave that I have because it's the only way that I can keep the ants from getting it. There's so many ants right now in our house. It's the time of year here in Costa Rica. Costa Rica. The time of year here in Costa Rica. Ants and mosquitoes everywhere. So what I've got here is I've just got 3 little like half cobs of corn that we've cooked. So they're super sweet. These were actually frozen. I buy whole cobs frozen at their peak of ripeness and freshness, so they're absolutely delicious. These are convincingly delicious. They feel their taste almost as good as if I had picked the corn fresh and in season in Canada. So it's my new favorite thing to use. So I'm gonna just cut all the kernels off. Sorry you guys can't really see what I'm doing. I had this all framed on a wider shot so you guys could see, but the audio was way too far away. So I'm gonna have to come up with another plan for next week so you guys can see and hear me. But for right now I'm just cutting the corn of the cob, the corn off the cob, the kernels of corn off the cob. That's what I'm trying to spit out here. Romana says yes, but you always style it in a different way. Yeah, because I don't know what to do. I'm so new to this whole having hair business. The crazy thing is my nanny is also my hairdresser, and she makes my earrings, so she's made these earrings for me. My nanny's a hairdresser, so she cuts my hair, and I'm due for one because it's getting a little bit longer on the ears. But I haven't actually ever asked her to give me some tips on how to actually style it. So maybe I'll just start doing that every time she cuts it. Be like, okay, what am I supposed to do for styling it now? Because I'm kind of dumb when it comes to that type of stuff. All right, so about 2 cups of corn kernels. Cut off the cob here. I'm just gonna run my spatula through here to break up any big chunks. Really, really easy. Okay, so you have many options that how you want to do this. And right now, remember, we have our pizza crust cooking. So I've got here turkey bacon. You could use vegan coconut bacon. You could use whatever you want. This is for Levi. He likes his chicken and he likes his poultry in general. So I have this pre-cooked turkey bacon that I am just running my knife through into little pieces about the size of the corn kernel. So this is like a version of that high-fat mayonnaise or ranch dressing coated corn salad you may have had at barbecues in the past. I'm throwing in all that bacon. That was just 3 pieces. You could, use more or use less. I'm gonna add in, what else? Some chives. So talk about Pantry Basics. We're using what we have here during the pandemic. What I've got here is, these are chives. I had a whole bunch that I had chopped up and put in the freezer. So I've just pulled those out and let them defrost. Frozen chives. I didn't have any fresh, so I'm using frozen, but it's still going to impart the exact flavor that I want, which is a little bit of onion, but green onions would be great in here as well. Didn't have any of those. Definitely don't want the pungency of a raw onion, like red onion or white onion or cooking onion. So the chives would be perfect little kick. I'm going to add a tiny bit of parsley because that is the one fresh herb that I actually had in the house. So just a little bit of parsley. I washed and sliced that up this morning in our eggs. Perfect. Yummy, colorful, easy peasy. I'm gonna add in a couple more things here before I get the dressing going. So what I have here, and again, I'm using my daughter's divided lunch plate to help with my mise en place. This is a vegan shredded cheese that I'm gonna toss in there. You could use regular cheese, goat's cheese, whatever you wanna use. Then I'm gonna add in some seasonings. So instead of using mayonnaise or a full, like a ranch dressing or something, I'm gonna use coconut yogurt. And this is a coconut yogurt. Look at how thick it is. From Costa Rica here. I think I've used this several times in different videos. So I'm just gonna put in enough to coat. Then I'm gonna add in something to help thicken that up. Tiffany Lynn says, yum. Nutritional yeast. That's just gonna help give this a bit more oomph, the whole dish. I add it all the time, especially if I'm doing things vegan. Then I'm gonna add a couple of things. This is something that I got in North America as a gift from a friend. It is a chickenless seasoning salt, so I'm gonna add in some of that, just because it'll be delicious. Then I'm gonna add in some mixed herbs, any herbs you want. Like just think, typically this recipe would have like ranch dressing in it or something. Something like that, so you wanna give it some potency. Some garlic powder. And I'm adding in a bit of apple cider vinegar here today because I didn't have lime juice. Normally I would put some lime juice, but I want that acidic bit. Then I'm gonna put in a little bit of sea salt. Yummo. Now this kind of dish is something that you wanna have in the refrigerator for a couple of hours before you serve so all the flavors can meld. And it will be a fan fave. I mean, the coconut bacon, if you were to put coconut bacon in, it's gonna get soggy, but as will any other bacon either. So it doesn't really matter. You could totally substitute coconut and you still get the same flavor. Oh my God, so yummy. So good, you guys. Have this on barbecue with, potato salad, grilled veggies, whatever protein you're putting on the grill. So easy, and it does not get faster. So good. All right. That sink. La la la, and it smells so smoky. This is not in one of the cookbooks, Tiffany, not yet. Up until last week, I actually collected 40 some odd recipes from these Facebook Lives over the course of the last couple of years. Like, not all the time do I actually write down recipes for the stuff I'm doing on these videos, but for at least 40 recipes, I did. So I've compiled them, and I've actually got a graphic designer creating a cookbook, including all of those recipes. So it's gonna be called Meg's Food Fun with Meg. It's not exactly all the most healthy and nutritious recipes, but it's stuff that I've done here on Facebook, including like donuts and stuff like that. So that is in the works. starting today, all of these recipes that I'm showing you guys will be in my next one, maybe Food Fun with Meg 2.0. All right, so that's one recipe done. Easy breezy, put it in the fridge, let it get some time on it. Okay, where did I just rearranged the kitchen. Look at these, by the way. Hand crocheted oven mitts. Mom, if you're watching, correct me if I'm wrong, crocheted, not knit. My mother made these. They're double layer thick. So good. Tiffany, you don't have to wait. But will you make me this when I come home to Rythmia? Of course I will. Of course I will. Yes, so homemade oven mitts. The coolest thing ever. So I'm going to grab this out and show you guys where we're at. I have not been paying attention to the time, but look at, you can see it's already starting to firm up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that. Flip. A bada boom, bada bing. I'm going to toss it back in the oven. And unfortunately, it's going to take a little while before it gets firm enough to actually top with toppings, so I'm not going to show you guys that today. My mom says I'm right, they were crocheted. But I'm going to show you, what I will show you is what I was going to top this with was going to be a tomato pesto. And then leftover, see, and this is what can give you inspiration. Make your quinoa crust. You can put regular tomato sauce. You can do basil pesto. I'm going to use sun-dried tomato pesto. Then I was going to put leftover. Last night for dinner we had roasted red cabbage wedges and roasted cauliflower. And these have some Lebanese spices on them, as well as some roasted zucchini. Those are going to be my veggies on top. I'm going to throw some edamame on for some protein and more vegan cheese. So that was going to be the topping for our pizza. What I'll do is when this is done, I'm going to top it, take a picture, I'll post it in the comments, but you guys can use anything you want for the toppings. And I'll also post this and maybe with the recipe over on my Instagram channel. All right, you guys, I hope that has been inspiring and helpful. If there's anything you guys want to see here, please, 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 please give me some ideas. What I got going on here. Next week, June 28th, more baked snacks is what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to do some kale chips, maybe a few other things in the oven that you guys can make at home in the oven. July 5th, yum, eh? My plan was to be in Canada for that one. I don't think I'm going to be going to Canada anymore, Mom. But we'll be doing something old Canada style because July 1st is Canada Day, so we celebrate old Canada for all of our Canadians out there. And I realize July 4th is the 4th of July in the US. So we'll do some more barbecue, picnic, fireworks, festivities, recipes like that. And then on July 12th, I'm planning cauliflower. Wow. So we're going to do a bunch of cauliflower recipes using cauliflower in different ways, other than just roasting them. All right, my friends. Tiffany says, I want to dip it in the goddess sauce. Yum, yum. Oh, yes, the green goddess sauce is the best. All right, you guys, have yourself a beautiful day. Happy Father's Day, families, wives, daughters, sons, husbands, everyone. Please just go celebrate your wonderful father in your life. I will be doing that with my hub soon. We're gonna go out for a walk later and then maybe enjoy the pool with the baby girl. And then I'll be making him dinner tonight. So that's how we're celebrating. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and I'll see you guys here next Sunday, same time, same channel. Ciao, ciao. Mwah.